kid. Don't ever let them get inside your head.
Hey K-pop lovers! You're tuned in to K-pop Fair, where every story hits your heart like your favorite beat. What if the quietest moments tell the loudest love stories? The world was moving fast. Planes taking off, music blaring through sold-out arenas, millions of fans screaming in sync. But somewhere in the silence between those beats, something far more powerful unfolded. There they were, two young men in matching clothes, sitting beside each other on a private jet. The world saw it as a brief clip, a blink and you'll miss it moment. But hearts that were watching closely saw everything. Taehyung was sick. His face flushed, a tissue in his hand, voice muffled by a cold. Yet even then, even in his most fragile state, he wasn't alone. He chose to rest his head in Jungkook's lap, not because it was convenient, but because it was safe, familiar, home, and Jungkook. He didn't hesitate. No awkwardness, no discomfort, just a soft smile and a gentle hand, stroking Taehyung's hair as though the world outside didn't exist. That hand didn't just comfort. It communicated. Not words, but understanding. A silent, "I'm here." A language only two souls deeply connected can understand. It wasn't fan service. It wasn't for show. No cameras were directing them. No crowd cheering for a reaction. This was raw, unfiltered. Two hearts, beating close. One quietly leaning in. The other quietly holding. Because there's a difference between holding and holding. One lets go. The other promises to stay. And stay Jungkook did. As Taehyung sniffled through laughter, Jungkook laughed too. Not at him but with him. Not to perform but to be present. Their giggles weren't planned. Their embrace wasn't rehearsed. It was just them in their own world, building a moment that spoke louder than 1,000 love songs. You saw the way Jungkook looked at him? Not the look of a best friend or a bandmate. It was a gaze filled with quiet awe, like he was seeing his whole universe sitting right there. Because he knows Taehyung, not just as the idol on stage, but as the boy behind the curtain. The one whose breathing changes when he's tired. Whose fingers twitch when he's nervous. Whose silence says more than any sentence ever could. That kind of knowing doesn't come from friendship. It comes from love. A love that doesn't demand a title. A love that exists not for the world to understand, but for their hearts to feel. And Taehyung, he didn't hide. He didn't put on a mask. He leaned in, vulnerable and open, because he knew Jungkook would catch him. Always. Even in stillness, even in sleep, their bodies communicated. A resting head. A steady hand. A rhythm built over years of being each other's constant. The world asks, are they just friends? But maybe it's time we stop trying to label what can't be contained. Because when Jungkook laughs with him, when Taehyung curls into his side, when their smiles meet in the air between them, it's not friendship. It's something else. It's intimacy. It's trust. It's two people finding comfort not in words, but in presence. Even when the cameras turn off, when the world stops watching, you just know, those two still stay beside each other. Still laugh. Still hold on. Armies saw it. Not with logic, but with feeling. Their comments flooded in. Why does this feel different? Look at how Jungkook touches him. This isn't fan service. This is real. And deep down we all knew. This wasn't performance. This was peace. This was two hearts whispering, "I'm yours," without ever saying a word. In an industry built on image, these two found refuge in each other. Taehyung the mystery. Jungkook the anchor. Together, a love poem written without ink. So when you think of love, not the flashy kind but the quiet, unwavering kind, think of that jet. Think of a tired boy resting in a lap. Think of the other, stroking his hair with the tenderness of a lullaby. Think of how time seemed to freeze for just a minute. So love could breathe. Because that, right there, is what it looks like when two souls find their home in each other. And no spotlight can ever outshine that. That's it from K-pop Fair, your ultimate K-pop destination. Remember, stay sparkling and always follow your heart. See you in the next one.
chance to be ruthless. But it's your chance to be ruthless. They don't wanna see me make it, they don't wanna see me care. Anytime I make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face.